Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator here on Stappenbach. I am just bringing our truck over to the composting machine because I thought we'll sell a little bit of the compost that we've accumulated in here over at the composting facility, get ourselves a little bit of extra cash, you know, just keep letting the money coming in slowly. I'm not sure if we've actually got any more material anywhere that we'll be able to use after we've done this sale. So this might sort of be the last lot that we can sell from the composter. Then we're going to have to try and find something new. So let's just switch that one off there. We're not going to do that just yet, though. We've got 97,000 in there. So what have we run out of? We've got 1,900 litres of fuel there. The vans, they don't move so well at the moment in the deep snow. They do struggle with that. But I don't think I've got anything I can put in the snow in order to be able to put in the composter in order to be able to keep it running. Because we can't go and cut grass anymore. Actually, can we put wood chips in there? If we can put wood chips in there, we can feed it with a few wood chips in the winter. However, I don't think putting wood chips in is necessarily going to be a particularly bright idea because the wood chips sell for a lot more than, well, I think they do. We can sell wood chips, can we? Wood chips 560 at pallet sale. And where's the compost? The compost. Where are you? That's the compost there, 180. I don't know. We might try that. We might try just scooping up a little bit of wood chips. We've got some back at the yard. We'll see if we can do anything with them. We may be able to. Another thing that I want to do today, and I want to have a look. I don't even know where it is at the moment because I've only just put the pallet in. So let's have a look under fertilizer spreaders. Right. Well, we've got Culk that we can take in here. But that's not what I'm after. Maybe it's under miscellaneous. It might well be. Ah, there we go. That's the one that I want. A gritter is a modified fertilizer spreader changed to spread in a narrow pattern. So we got 28,000 for that one there. Salt, big bag it takes. And then this one here, a gritter modified fertilizer spreader changed. And that's a 4 meter wide pattern, the same as that one. The only difference between these two is the capacity of them. So we'll take the small one first and we'll put this on a small tractor. So we'll select that one. And we're going to buy that for 6,300 euros. Get that one there, back out, and let's just have a look. This is why you cannot pick up the snow in here. I've just figured this out. Because if you could put the snow in here, the game would say that it had an item on the ground in here, and then it wouldn't be able to put the machinery down in here, so that's why it's not letting us put the snow, to pick up the snow. At least that's my theory behind it. And so far, nobody has said anything different. Nobody has sort of come forward to say, so I'm going to stand by that theory. I'm going to say this is correct. And that I am absolutely 100% right. You shout loud. If you think you can, shout a little bit louder and just prove me wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm right here. So we've got everything we need. We can feed all of our animals. I could buy some wood chips, actually, and I could use that and dump it into the composter. But that's the one that I want. Salt, big bag right there. It takes 1,000 litres, which is going to be a bit more than what we need. So we can back out of here like this. We've got, there's the salt, there's the gritter. So all we need now is the tractor to power it. Should have one round. Oh. Where did I leave my tractors? Let's have a look. We got one down here. Sammy. And have I got another one? Or did I sell the other one? Oh, the other one's here with the snowblower on it. There was another thing I was going to try and do with the snowblower. By removing the trailer, I thought I might be able to do this a little bit better. So we start this one up. And first of all, we need to move it round. Oh, of course, it doesn't blow forwards. When you've got the thing on manual application, it doesn't blow forwards. It only blows sideways. I mean, I can get it to blow backwards, but that's not really particularly useful. So I can bring it like that, and I can blow it like that into the snow heap, which I can do if I force the unload like that. So I can move it through, except that it doesn't want to unload it into the snow heap right there. And that's as high as I can get the snow to go. Where can I blast this stuff to? Yeah, it struggles with it. It does struggle at times because now it's full. And because of where I'm sort of pointing it, it doesn't like it, so it's switching off. And I was just thinking maybe I could move a little bit of this stuff round like that. Now that's working a little bit. There, I can bring that on along. Just keep going out sideways. Bring it round a bit. There. Okay, that's going to be about enough playing with snow for now. We're going to leave that one right there. And yes, I didn't switch it off before I changed it round. That was quite deliberate. It was deliberate. Now, we'll bring our tractor out. And we're going to test out this gritter. Now, I know in real life, grit is no good being applied after the snow has fallen. I mean, it can help with the grip on the road, because the grit does two things. One, it's supposed to stop the ground from freezing, so it's got to be applied before the ground freezes, not after. Because it won't melt it, it stops it from freezing in the first place, because it raises it lowers the freezing temperature of the water on the road by mixing salt with it. But also, the other aspect of it is that it's grit, it's sand. It's applying this to the road, and that adds a layer of grip to it. Where I live in the UK, the average temperature is such that, you know, we do get frosts, but it's not particularly severe. So what you very often get is the gritters will go out, and that's sufficient to stop the road from freezing over. And then you'll get in later winter, or you do occasionally get where it does freeze over, or the gritters haven't got there in time, or so on, or later winter when they sort of start prioritising the main roads because they haven't got time to be able to get to all of the roads. Then you start finding that the grit that's on there, it just adds like a little layer of grip even when the road is frozen. It's not like completely foolproof. Those of you who live with heavy snowfall like this every single winter probably just laugh at us in the UK and the utter ridiculousness of us trying to struggle through the snow when we've got, you know, we talk about heavy snowfall when we've got a half an inch on the ground. And it's not heavy snowfall, it's not by anybody's standards, except our own peculiar standards, and it's how we live. But in this game, it would appear that grit melts snow. That's fine, I can live with that. The grit melts the snow, so all we got to do is just run along the road, and how fast does it do it? Okay, we can go at full speed along the road, and it's melting all of it. Look at this. Any snow that is actually on the road is being eliminated. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of a run up through here. I'm not going to do very much, actually. Most of what I want to do is going to be down towards our beef unit. So we've got a nice clean run going that way. We're going to head down this way, down this road down here, and this is going to make it a little bit easier for our tanker to come in here, because our tanker needs to come into this yard in here. So this is where we want the snow, the snow to be melted. Let me just back out a bit, get back onto the road down here a little bit, and we'll bring some up this way. There we go. Right. There, so we've cleared a little bit of a pathway here, and it should, in theory, help to make things a little bit easier for our truck coming through with the milk and keeping the milk deliveries running. And we need to do this. You know, the farmers have got to keep their milk deliveries running. The milk's got to, the milk must flow. The spice must flow, ladies and gentlemen. The spice must flow. If you can tell me what that's a reference to, I will love you forever, because that is one of my favourite films, and there's actually been a couple of them done for that, and I've actually liked all of them. To my eternal shame, I've only ever read the book once, a very long time ago, and I have not read any of the extra books. So I've almost completely forgotten the book itself, and it's something that I do want to go back and read again, and it's on my to-do list, actually. I want to read the book again, because quite frankly that whole universe is just amazing. And I love the films. I do. I love, there was like a TV adaptation type film, and then there was another one that was done as well. One of them had famous rock star, I can't remember his name now. Oh, the shame of it! I should know his name because he did such a wonderful performance in that film. I know who this is. I know who it is. Am I seriously going to have to go and look this? I'm going to have to go and Google this because I can't remember his name. What is it? No, it's completely gone. It's his. I know who he is. The name is right there, and I can't quite remember him. Oh no, this is so bad. I'm gonna have to go and look this up. Before I do, though, we're just gonna come out here. There's one more thing that I want to do. I have noticed, though, that the grit doesn't come out of the fertilizer spreader when I'm not on snow. It only comes out when I'm on the snow. That's absolutely fantastic. That's a wonderful, wonderful little aspect of this mod. So it means that you don't waste grit on ground that doesn't need gritting. It only puts the grit on the stuff that needs it. Now, it was pointed out last week that I drove along this road, which is a pedestrian. It's not a road. This is a pedestrian access. I drove up along here at quite a pace. And I said, you know, I had my foot on the brake. But it was pointed out that I was driving far too fast to be able to stop if somebody had run out in front of me. I should not have been on this road driving fast with a truck, because quite frankly it was dangerous, and my response was irresponsible and dangerous in itself. So I do apologize for that. I've been called out, and it will not happen again until next time. But, no, I was driving along this road, and I should not have been driving along this road. This is not a road, this is a pedestrian footpath. Look, see, you can see right here. I'll show you. We get up here. So I'm going along here. This is to make amends. I'm paying to grit this road up here. So let me just stop there a minute and you have a look. See? Pedestrians, cycles. Not great big lorries with tankers on the back. So, yeah, for shame, Frithgar. For shame, you should not have done that. Now, big question. If I go over here, is it going to melt? It does not melt the ice. It does not melt the ice, but it does melt all of the snow underneath. It's a shame this one isn't 5 meters and is only 4 meters wide. Is it? You know, 5 meters would be slightly better. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to drive sort of close to this edge so we can melt everything on this side, and then we'll do the same. We'll come back along this one and do the same down the other side, and then we've sort of got both aspects of this path, and people can walk and cycle along here in safety without worrying about falling over, so they don't get forced to go and walk on a road where it might be dangerous. And there will be no more tankers driving up and down the public footpath, because quite frankly that was appalling and disgusting behavior, and it should not have happened. It should not have happened. What I should also be doing in order to make sure that people know that I'm coming through is I should have my beacons on. Right? I'm working here in a dangerous environment. It's potentially dangerous to people around me. They need to be able to see me coming, so I gotta put this on. I don't want to get stuck against the side of the bridge, because that would just be embarrassing. So let's not do that. There we go. Right. I'm going to go along this path a minute, and I'm just going to look. I got to look up who was in this film. I understand who the film is, or what the film is. You got to do that in the comment section. Right. My bad. For one moment, I made the mistake of thinking that David Bowie was in the film I'm talking about. No, he wasn't. He was in Labyrinth, and he made it was a wonderful, wonderful performance in Labyrinth with Jennifer Connelly as well, who, I make no secret of the fact, when I was younger, I had a massive crush on her because of that film. Seriously, she was like, you know, every teenager has like a massive crush. I fell in love with her when I was 10 years old, and it never really went away. So, yeah, I don't think she even knows I exist. It's heartbreaking. It really is. But, yeah, so Jennifer Connelly, she was my first love. And yeah, Sting was in that one. David Bowie was in that one. But the film I'm talking about had Sting in it. 2 different people. So, yeah, my bad. My mistake. But anyway, the film I'm talking about is still absolutely, it's just stunning. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's mind-blowing. I love it. It's based on a book. There's been more than one film based on it, and it's, yeah, it's just phenomenal. So I thoroughly recommend that you watch it. And also, you'll get a heart in the comment section if you can tell me what film it is, because it's wonderful. So here we are. We have a gritter, and the gritter is, quite frankly, absolutely amazing. I love this thing. I really do. This is genuinely awesome and cool, and just, yeah. I'm glad. I know that quite a few of you did suggest that I use this one, and I thought that I had the mod installed. Turns out I did have it installed. I just didn't have it active on this map, which is why I started recording and couldn't find the mod. I was very confused that I couldn't find the mod, and so then I restarted this episode. I very often I'll include the bloopers just as part of the episode. This time I chose not to. This time I chose to actually start again and make it look almost professional. And I was pulling that off right up to the point where it told you that I'd messed up. Then it's not, yeah, the whole professional bit kind of falls flat then, doesn't it? What we're going to do is we're going to go along this way. And again, we're still making amends for my driving on the public footpath by driving on the public footpath. This is how we're doing it. I got to try and find the public footpath and stay on it so that I can remove the snow. Look at this. It's absolutely brilliant. I love the way that it's sweeping it clean like this. This is absolutely awesome. I am so going to be using the gritter pack in my time-lapse. And I haven't used it yet, and we are based in Italy, so I don't get a lot of snow there, but there is some snow that falls, and I quite like the idea of using this gritter pack. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Look at it. Look, it's coming absolutely clear. There's no snow left at all. I don't have to shovel any up. I don't have to move any aside. It just disappears. It's like magic. It's magic grit. That's what it is. We'll take this one all the way up here. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to worry about the wood chips. Because, well, quite frankly, it's just not going to be worth it, is it? It's not going to be worth putting wood chips into the composter, because the amount of money that we would get for said wood chips is yeah, there's no way that is going to be profitable. So we're not going to... Seriously, you can see I'm right here. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I got the flashing beacons and everything. You should be able to see that. I don't know. Some people... They shouldn't be allowed on the roads. They absolutely shouldn't be allowed on the roads. This mill is... I mean, the mill's still working, but that tree has still not been used up yet. We'll run along here, keeping everything clean. And we'll run along this way as well, keeping it... Ah, I see what's happened. The pallets have turned up, but what's also happened is that the snow has lifted the pallets right up and caused a little bit of a problem. So we're going to have to go and get our front loader. Our wheel loader, bring that one back down here, load up the pallets, or move the pallets out the way at least. Before I do that though, if I do that, it'll clear it out a little bit. This is a better way of doing it, I think. Now, I believe that I can actually just shove these out the way and the mill will start working again, so I could just use the tractor and bulldoze them back out the way a minute. And once they're off of their platform, the mill will start working again. The only thing that stops the mill from working is if you use an auto load to remove them, because the game doesn't see them as being removed. It doesn't like that. It bugs it a little bit. So long as I just do it like this, I'll use the tractor, and in a minute we'll sort of shunt round a little bit and see if we can do that. If I can just... I just want to get the last of this moved. I'm curious if... No, well, I don't think the normal fertilizer spreaders would be able to take fertilizer. Because if we were to use, like, the normal size fertilizer spreader, yeah, this size one, and put some grit through it, that could be quite good. Because then instead of 4 meters, we'd be spreading, like, what's it, 16 meters? We could do the big wide roads, and it would be a lot easier to do said big wide roads as well. There we go. We'll come down there, and I'll do a little bit more up through here. There, just sort of run along the very edge of the snowbank a bit, like that. There we go. Bring that round there. Keep doing the same over this way. So we've got, there, I got a nice track that's now running right through the middle of it. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to head up this road. try and clear some of this road here. If I just go up the middle of where the snow is, I don't need to worry too much about it then. And I can head then back towards our farm. That's the plan, anyway. We'll get up to... I'll go up here just so that we can help out the people. And then we're going to go this way, and we're going to go back towards our farm. And that's going to give us a nice clean track that we can drive on when we want to travel out here towards the sawmill. We'll go and get the wheel loader. We'll swap in the pallet forks. Have we got pallet forks? I hope we've got pallet forks. I think we have, but I don't know where I put them. Somewhere I should have pallet forks. And then we can move those 2 pallets of timber and, yeah, carry on with things. I've got this sensation of barely keeping control of this as I'm sort of herring along this road here. It's slipping ever so slightly from side to side as I go up through, and I quite like it. I like this sort of... I'm barely keeping control of it. I am keeping control, but only just. Now, we're going to bring this in here because I reckon it's going to make life a lot easier if I can get rid of some of the snow that is through the yard. Just to help us out a bit. There we go. We'll be able to get in and out with the truck a little bit easier. We'll be able to do some of the snow as well. Do some of the snow, load some of the cattle. The feeder, the feeder thing. What I don't want to do is take the gritter into a massive pile of snow. I know that some of you are probably wanting me to drive up... Okay, wrong way. Drive up to a massive pile of snow that we got in there with the gritter going. I mean, I got a big pile of snow right here. I could do that. We'll set that going right there a minute. And straight through the big pile. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I imagine it'll do the same with the other one without any problems whatsoever. So somewhere I've got a pallet forks, and I'll be able to use them to move those pallets if I wanted to, except that I don't want to. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this one, and I'm going to shove them out the way. I should have done it when I was down here with the other tractor. That's what I did originally plan to do that, and then I completely forgot about it until I got halfway back and thought, I just said I was going to shove them out the way. And then I didn't shove them out the way, and so once again, I've let the team down. I've let the whole side down by not doing what I said I was going to do. And then I thought, well, you know, that's nothing new. That's sort of, you know, business as usual for me, really. So it's not going to come as any surprise to anybody that this is something that I've done. So I stopped worrying about it after that point. Now, if we go through here, and, yep, I'm in... I was just going to say, I was going to say that I'm inconsistent, but no. I'm consistent in my inconsistencies. You can always depend on me to be completely inconsistent. You can always depend on me to be completely non-dependable. Undependable? Independable? I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a word in there somewhere that I'm supposed to use. Something like that. Right. That is that little job done. We will see in a little while if the mill will start up again. I'm not going to fast forward time yet because there are other things that I want to do. First and foremost among those things is I want to come... I tell you what we could do. We could take the manure from here and put it into the composter. I'm curious though. I know that if you put it into the composter, it goes further, right? Right, it lasts long. When you have compost and you're spreading it on the field, it actually goes further than just the manure itself. So, and then if we have a look back through here for the prices, that's 66 euros per ton. Whereas if we stick the manure in here, we get 192 euros per ton. So we get more money for it. We double our money by putting manure in there instead of compost. Yeah. So, and then like plain, you could put plain grass in there. So we're going to see if we can drop a bit of this in. I'm going to go and get a little scoopful from in here. See if I can put that through. I was told after last week that there are that was given quite a number of different mods suggested by quite a number of different people that I'd be able to use for selling slurry. There's quite a few different placeable slurry sale points that we could use. And we could get them going here on the map so that we can sell some of the slurry. And there is also, apparently, some storage points for slurry on the map, which I wasn't aware of. And you go up to them and you can store the slurry in them. so you can move it out of the yard. So we didn't actually have to sell and get rid of the slurry that we had. We could have kept it, although I don't know where the slurry sell points are. Apparently, they're the storage points. I think they're ones that you've got to go and buy. Now, bring this in here and see if we can turn this into more valuable compost. So I do quite like taking the manure and composting it, because this is a very, very realistic thing. This is definitely something that happens in real life. Composting manure is something that does happen, and when it's been composted, it's worth more money. So this is a very, very cool thing. And there we go. We got 5,984 litres of waste has gone in there, which means that if we get a trailer, like that trailer over there, we could fill it right up with the stuff and then tip it out into here, although I can't put the full 70,000 litres in, and it's going to process. Now, the other thing is that we do need fuel. I think we use 25 litres of fuel. How much is fuel? Because I'm not sure how much the fuel is. Now, can I drive this one through the snow? Oh, let me try hitching it on. I can sort of drive this through the snow, although it's a little bit of a struggle to get it through the... It's going. It's moving. It may be a bit slow. I probably should have brought the gritter in here and gritted some of this so that we could go a little bit further. That would have been a better option. But yes, if the fuel... It's the cost of the fuel, the 25 litres of fuel for the 250 litres. So, I mean, if we go times 4 and use 100 litres of fuel, and I don't know how much 100 litres of fuel is. At least that's what I think we use up. I'm going to run back a minute and just find out. We are going to have to fast forward time just a tiniest little bit. Now, we had 1900. I think it does 250 at a time. Right, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's doing 250 and 25 litres of fuel. So say down here, terms of use. Organic material filling. Potato, sugar beet, chaff, silage, grass, hay, straw, wood chips, manure, and compost. Okay, yeah, we don't want to put compost in and compost it. Furthermore, solids can as bales. Logs are processed into compost. Holdings at Compost Master is a diesel generator. Right. So it takes 25 litres. So if we do 1,000 litres of waste, we use 100 litres of fuel to convert it. So this is going to be how we can see how much profit we make exactly per 1,000 litres. So we'll jump into here. At least I'm hoping I've got this right. I'm pretty sure it was about 1,900 that we had in there. Let's bring it. It might end up being 50. I think I'll have this completely wrong, so we need double the amount of fuel. Back that one up. And I just want to get 100 litres. I'm going to get as near as I can to 100 litres to go in here. So I need to... There. How much was that? There should have been a price on there. 39. Where'd the price come up? I just put 100. I didn't get a price come up. It's supposed to be a little price on the side that comes up. Let's have a look in here then. Because it doesn't tell us how much the fuel is here. Does it? No, we don't have a fuel sell point. Right, in which case we want to go to Vehicle Overview. No, we want to go to Incomes and Expenditures. And we've got leasing costs there. Sold vehicles. Fuel cost 138 and I got 119. So it's only just over. If I add in a bit more to make just a fraction under 200 litres. Fuel costs are now 227. So it's a tiny bit over €1 per litre. And, yeah, I mean, we're looking at 1.0, I don't know, 1.0, not a lot. That's for the fuel. So if we've got roughly 100 per euro, roughly 100 euros, or say 110 euros. 110 euros for that, and then 1,000 litres here is going to be 600 and... No, it's just 66. This is per 1,000 litres. Yeah, 66 per 1,000. Right, so we're spending 166 euros, 176 euros, and we're going to get back from that 192. Yeah, 20 euros per 1,000 litres. So 20 euros a tonne profit on this wonderful little enterprise. 20 euros per tonne ladies and gentlemen. Right? We're not going to be making a vast fortune out of this. I can load up 70 tons in there, which is going to get me 20 per ton. It's really not worth the effort, is it? It's absolutely not worth the effort. Let me just let's just double check on this. 187. It's still 1874. Have I got my calculations correct on this? Let's try speeding up a little bit. So it's 5734. I should go to 54 something. There we go. And 49. Yes, it is 25 litres. Right. We make 20 euros a ton on this. That's it. 20 euros a ton, because you get to make a ton of the stuff. Well, I think it turns into the same for the compost, doesn't it? That's the one bit I didn't check was is that how much it's making? But I think it is. I think it does making the same quantity. So we're looking at 20 euros per ton, and that's the profit we're making. We're making 20 euros per ton profit, and then we are selling 70 tons of it out of this trailer. Or that's, you know, 1,000 litres. Yeah, we're just assuming that it's per ton. I know it's not actually per ton, but that's the assumption that we're making. So we're looking at 70 times 20. Well, 7 times 20 would be 140, so 1,400. I'm going to make 1,400 profits from shifting this stuff. Now, if you take into account the diesel that I burn using the JCB, the diesel that I burn using the truck, the cost of leasing... Am I leasing that trailer? Hang on. The cost of leasing the truck and the trailer as well in order to do this. So I've got them to, you know, lease and get over to where we're doing the sale. This is actually probably costing us quite a bit of money to do this. This is probably quite an expensive little enterprise that we've got going here in order to be able to make this $1,400. I reckon that the 1,400 euros, I reckon that we are actually probably losing... I don't know how much we're going to lose. How much is the truck? I mean... This one here, I've got running costs and I've got the other costs. The truck itself, I reckon that we're probably using that for 10 minutes. I don't think it counts when you're loading it, right? The engine's off. But when you're moving it around, that counts. So if you say 10 minutes, and then we've got our leasing costs, which we need to go, and I'm going to just tally those up a second. We want to have it, because it's not saying here, it doesn't tell you what they are. 1.7 hours on there. So you've got to go back into the shop to look at this. And then you go to that one right there and select. And so our leasing cost here is 12,000. Per operating hour down here is 5,500. So we want 1/6 of that, because I'm estimating 10 minutes. That's giving us 1/6 of that is what? How much is 1/6 of 5,000? Well, it's just under 1,000, isn't it? We're looking at about 900. So then if you add in the cost of the trailer, which I think is about 30 grand, so we want 1/6 of... No. The trailer's got to be a lot cheaper than that to lease, surely. You, right here, your leasing is 6 grand, so it's 2,700 there. You've also got the daily cost anyway, and if you're not using it for something else, that daily cost goes in. Well... We might, if we're really, really lucky, be breaking even on this little operation. But we'd have to be really, really lucky to be able to break even on it with the costs. I think we're losing a little bit of money on it. When you add everything up, the costs of the van as well for moving the fuel, the cost of buying the fuel, the cost of running this plant, and, you know, you've then got the appreciation of the loan. You know, assume that we took out loan to buy the composting plant. And then we are, you know, and all the running costs of all the machinery involved, we're losing money, right? This composting plant is costing us money. Every single day that it exists, we're losing money. Which is good to know. That's the sort of thing that can make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, isn't it? That's absolutely wonderful, yeah. So I'm sort of thinking this is a fair indication that I ought to stop what I'm doing right now and not bother with it anymore. Like, if you, like, cost things up, you really start to look at the numbers and you cost things up. It's quite surprising just how much money some things cost you. And so, yeah, like, I know that I'm leasing. If I wasn't leasing the trailer and everything, I mean, still, you got running costs and that. I still think you'd struggle to make more than 500 euros per load on any of this, right? You know, 70,000 litres coming out of this one and being loaded onto this trailer. And then time you take in the time and your own time and the running costs of all the machinery and everything else, I just can't see that it's worth it. And then we've got manure that's piling up that we can go and put on the field. It's not like we've got a shortage of the stuff. It's not like we're struggling to find manure to go on the fields. I mean, we did this year because we didn't have very much. But we got winter now and the stuff is piling up. So I think overall we'd be better off just leaving it where it is and then taking it out in the spring and spreading it on the fields. Bit of fertilizer, or leaving it there until next autumn and spreading it on the fields as fertilizer instead of worrying about the compost. Unless, of course, the compost price goes up. It's the only other thing. Let's go into here. Oh, that is blessedly much more quiet. And compost. There. Nope. The price stays about the same the whole year round. Empty pallet. Okay, that's cool. That's quite a drop from up here. That's it's not the best price. So, what we have here essentially is a complete and total waste of time. And unless we actually want the compost for something else, this is an exercise in complete and total futility. So, I'm going to unload that bucket full in there. And then, because this is not a profitable enterprise and it's actually costing us lots of money, I'm going to go and I'm going to take this one back. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to get that truck and we're going to run it up the road and we're going to sell that compost and then we're not going to do it anymore. Because quite frankly, I don't think we can afford to do it. I think the amount of money that it costs us to try and sell compost is simply, it's just not worth it. I did not think that it was going to cost us a load of money like that in order to be able to do that. That's genuinely surprised me. I also think it's quite brilliant. I really do. I genuinely think that is awesome, the fact that it cost us that much money to do it. Now, if I can bring that one back round, because it's like real life. There are so many of these like times in real life where people get these things all set up, and then like the market falls out from under them, and they're trying to produce something that costs twice as much to produce as what they can get to sell it. And yeah, it sucks. It's awful. It's terrible. And you're trapped then because you've got all this investment in something that is now completely and totally worthless. What do you do? And this is a decision. This is something that many people have faced over the years, and it's something that many people will continue to face over the years. It's just one of those things that does happen from time to time. And you know, I'd like to say that, you know, more frequently does happen to people that don't do the correct research on any particular item, or they don't do enough research, and so bad judgments are made. But that's not always the case. There is plenty of times where all the right judgments were made and everything was done correctly. It's just that market forces intervened and other things happened. Now, I don't think I can get out of that gateway there. I just don't think I can't get round the corner at the bottom. So what I need to do is I need to turn my great big truck round, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to back it straight out. So I got... Oh, wow, okay. I didn't think that I was actually nearly full on here. We've got more in this one than I thought I would. We've got 66,000 litres in here. And we're going to back that one all the way out to there. And then we've got to go and find somewhere to sell this stuff. I want whichever one is going to give me the most money, because that's what I was banking on. Because the other one, there's no way we're going to make money on that. So it's the gardening one right there. And that one is there. How do I get to that one? Well, I'm kind of hoping that I can go round over here. We go along there and we go up that road, because there may or may not be a little bit of snow in the way on the road right there. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get through that one. So I need to go up here. It's probably the only way I'm going to get out. And then I've got to turn round, which I think I can do here like this. I can go in there, as long as that car doesn't get too much in the way. And then I can back up this way. No, I can't. I can tell you right now that I'm not going to be able to make that turn properly. I am most likely to get hung up on that fence. Oh, hang on. No, can we do this? I might be able to. I'm confident. There is no way I'm getting around that corner. Oh, I remember now. Yes, the fence on this side doesn't have a collision on it, so you can actually get round there, just. Except that the wall on that side does have a collision on it, which does make it a little bit tricky. Now, I can't turn right here, and I can't go down, turn round, and go right either, because some fool has gone and put a large pile of snow in the way. I don't know who would do something like that. Quite frankly, I think it's rather irresponsible of him blocking in the town like that. But, yeah, what can you do? Some people just want to watch the world burn. And I disapprove. I disapprove strongly of said people, but there's not a lot that I can do about it, so we'll move on from there, and we won't worry about them anymore. We won't dignify them with wasting our time and energy on thoughts about them. And I'm going to be stuck again, aren't I? Oh, no. I've managed to get around another corner. We didn't grit this one, so we may have a bit more of a struggle getting up this road. I'd like to be able to get up this road and get all the way up to there, because there's the building that I want to get to. And then I can sell this compost, and we'll be able to make our fortune. This is what we're after. We're going to make... You know what? This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. What we can do is we can make it work. We can have Frithgar to the rescue. Now, if we go up this way, we can go through the field. And I think there is a small track that we can get through on this side of the field that we already own. If I start the gritter up, like that. Yeah, we've got a straight run through here. Straight down this road, just like that. And then I'll come round this way. Now, we've got the garden centre there. And then there's a road right here that I want to drive down. That is completely snowed under. There is no chance that most people would even be able to get through this. I mean, look at my tractor. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. I want to go on this side of the road just so that I can get in front of that lorry there and get him up to this point. It might be easier if I'm in front of him again. I'll turn round in a minute. There we go. Right, and I'll come down this way. All of these people here struggling to get through the snow. Frithgar to the rescue. It's actually pretty cool. I really like that I can do this. I can bring my tractor and gritter along, and I can rescue these people. This is brilliant. It's actually a lot of fun. So we can run up there. If I go close to these cars, maybe not hitting them with the wheels of the tractor would be a good idea if I could like do that for them. And the same with the truck right there. That kind of thing can be frowned upon. I do appreciate. And if we come out this side a little bit like that, and then in round here, I want to clear some space up this way as well, so that the truck can get in there and sell on that heap there. That's where it's got to go, so that we can sell all of that compost and make our wonderful, wonderful losses. This is not the way to run a business. Now that I'm having to go and buy grit and put on the road as well, just so that I can bring our non-profit compost up here, this is costing us more and more money. Every second that goes by, I'm losing more money on this little composting job that we've got, and I'm starting to think that maybe I'm not the astute businessman I've made myself out to be. Yeah, I'm starting to worry that other people may start to think the same thing. The rumour may get out that I'm not really very good at this whole business malarkey, and that, quite frankly, I'd be better off being put in a small classroom with an abacus and some toy money, and being told that it's real and being left to it. Now, I'm going to park you up right there. Because quite frankly, I think we may need you again. We may require your services to King and Country again very soon. And I want to get this one up here and then we can sell it. And I completely forgot about the weekly question, which I'm still supposed to be asking today because it's, you know, the monthly question. So, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go next for our next map? Do you want to stay here on Stappenbach? Do you want to go to Kleinhau, which is a German map which I have heard a lot of really good things about? And this trailer ain't doing this, is it? Okay, and the way that I've turned in here, I think we're going to genuinely struggle to get out of here. I'm going to have to go out and back in. It's the only way that we're going to do it. Right. We can try. We can try. Yeah, so do you want to stay here? Do you want to go to Kleinhau, a German-based map, which I've been told is really, really well made. There's loads of signs all over it that are quite amusing to look at. It's a very entertaining map to play. We've got Old Slovenian Farm, which is a small farm, and it's the most requested small farm that I've had, and I do get quite a lot of people say they'd like a small farm included in the vote, so as that's the most requested one, I'm putting that one in. It's really good. It's made by Black Sheep Modding and another group as well, so it's like sort of a combined effort, and it's a beautiful small map. So if you're into a small map, that could be a really interesting one. Dutch Polder has been asked for over and over and over, and so I've included that one in the votes. It's a very realistic map, based in Holland, and I said that Holland was part of the Netherlands, or Netherlands was part of Holland. Holland is part of the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a bigger area. Holland is just a region of the Netherlands, is what I've been told by a lot of people in the comment section. And this map, Dutch Polder, is set in Holland, in the Netherlands. So we'll bring that one up to there, and let's start selling that, shall we? But yeah, I do get a lot of requests for that map. So that one is in there. And then finally we have Tuscan Lands, a gorgeous looking map set in Italy. So it's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below. Let us know which one you want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. We got 12,732 euros for that load right there. 12,000. And with all the costs and everything that we had thrown in on top of us, I reckon it probably cost us 15,000 to get the load to that point. So, yep, profits all round, ladies and gentlemen. Profits all round. As long as you don't count any of the expenses anywhere, ever. We'll see. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.